Well, I can't stand it. I hate just sitting doing nothing. So while I'm waiting for this gentleman to show up to potentially buy our restaurant here, I want to talk a little bit about how we're going to finance your food truck. So let's talk a little bit about financing. Now, we're not going to go into great detail on everything, just because I've got 15 minutes to kill, and I want to talk really quick about things to think about on your financing of your food truck. For a lot of people, they're thinking about going traditional, using their savings, potentially using a loan from family members or friends, or potentially partnering up with people. The one thing I do not recommend, I've done this, and it's not only scary as hell, but I think it's not fiscally responsible, is maxing out your credit cards in order to get your food truck up and going. Now, if you're like me, you're overconfident in everything you do. You jump and then try to figure out if you remembered the parachute or not as you're falling. And you know what? I can't say it's always a bad thing, because I've had many things turn out well. It's not the wisest thing to do, especially if you have a family, friends that are, loved ones that are involved with you that are going to be stressed out to the max. My poor wife, she's a saint. She is a saint. She has put up with so much in the way that I do things. And so I publicly apologize, babe. But I'm so grateful to her, because she is the one that kept everything going. So when you're looking to do that, I don't advise the credit cards, okay? You may have to touch them a little bit to get started, but have a plan to make sure you can pay them off as quickly as possible. Okay, so savings is great. If you've saved up money and this is your dream, I would highly recommend that you start with festivals, carnivals, just different events that you can get out on weekends or at nights, so that you're not quitting your job, you're not just going full bore into this. Now, I know there's people out there that say, hey, if you got the dream and you're going to go for it, then go for it full bore. I understand that, but if I would like to test the system and test the thing that you're doing first. A food truck is a big investment. Now, for me, I've always been kind of a do-it-yourself kind of guy, and we have built the third truck, we had one that all we did is serve out of. We didn't really cook out of it. So I wouldn't say we built a food truck. It was more of a rolling storage unit with a door that you could open and serve food that was already prepared. So I won't call that a food truck. We had a food trailer that was fully equipped and was actually better than our truck. The trailer was better designed and had better equipment. Sorry, my hand's getting tired, so I'm moving my hand. So of the two, we built both of them ourselves. Some of them had the hoods installed, and then we put in the equipment, designed the layout and all that. But we wired them and had to do a lot of the work on the trucks ourselves. And so even with that, saving that expense, it was still a very big investment. Nice thing about food trucks is they sell. When you're done with them, they sell. I've made money on both of mine when I was finished with them. The trailer we had here, we used it. When we were done, we put it on the market, we sold it. I don't know on that one. Like I say, my wife, the saint, she does all the books. We may not have made all our money back on that one, but we did pretty well. It was, we got the majority, if not all of it back, because they sell. There's always somebody else wanting to try a food truck or do something for their kids. There's kids to have a summer job. So it is a good investment that way. I will give you that. Go out and try the carnivals, try the events first, and see how your concept works. Now, if you're going to go to a bank, there are a lot of programs out there, SBA and what have you. They are going to want to look at your assets, the truck itself, collateralize it, that kind of thing. So there are options out there. Do not use hard money lenders, guys that are going to charge you exorbitant amount of interest to give you money to get started. don't do it. I do real estate as well, and I've met so many investors in real estate that use hard money lenders, and they do well if they have a good system. But if they don't have a system to pay off that hard money loan quick, they just get themselves in a heap of trouble. So avoid that. Let's talk partners for a minute. I've had a lot of partners. I have a lot of partners. And if you can find partners that bring something to the table. I've had partners that brought a little bit of money, but that was it. They did nothing else. And after that initial capital investment, they did nothing other than cry and want their money back. And so you better make sure that everybody understands going in, how long is this going to be before you see money? When do you potentially have the opportunity to get your money back? And so, luckily for me, most of my partners now have proven themselves in so many ways. They bring so much more to the table than just money. Now, nothing wrong with silent investors as long as they stay silent and give you the opportunity to run how you need to run. But make sure for you, when you take their money, that you have a solid plan to give them their money back plus some. Make it worth their while so they'll want to do business with you in the future if you want to go into brick and mortar or something else. So partners are great. I've got a couple partners that have proven themselves through not only money, cash outlay, but through their efforts, through their labor. On this property here, my partners, man, they put in so much time to help build it, so much time to help run it, so much money to keep it going. And I'm grateful. They are awesome. So partnerships works. Now, I have a nephew. He had some buddies in college. They were all juniors or seniors in college, and they wanted to do a food truck, and they did a grilled cheese truck. It was good. Their grilled cheese was good. I thought their concept was good. I think the major problem they ran into was they had like 8 of them as partners, and only 2 or 3 of them, I think, actually ran the food truck. And so pretty quickly, everybody started graduating. They wanted to move on. They wanted their money back so they could move on with life, being young and in college. And so that kind of partnership, I would be cautious. And you also need to make sure that one of the partners understands finance, understands bookkeeping, understands tax. God, there's so much. We're going to cover all this as we go through Food Truck U. But when you're looking at your financing, these are the things to keep in mind. And if you're going to get partners, make sure you can work with them, that you're compatible. So, yeah, I'm excited for you as you're looking to start a food truck. I would not give up those experiences. I don't know that I would do another one now that I've done enough brick and mortars. And with the way the food is going, with supply and things like that, it's challenging. So be very cautious on how big your menu is, how much food you're going to store. Talking about that, when you're picking your menu, there are those that do 1 or 2 items. I know there's a corn dog truck out there that does corn dogs. There's a fish and chips truck out there that does fish and chips. There's some that try to run a menu that's bigger than most restaurants. I don't know how they possibly do it. But test your concept, whatever it is, however big it is. Go to these carnivals, go to these festivals. You have a captive audience who's willing to spend. They're looking to spend. They're not there to just go to the rodeo or go and ride the rides. They're there to eat and make a day of it and spend some money. So it's a great way to go and try out your concept and see what you're doing. If you're doing something like a dessert, like a shave ice, man, what better business out there than shave ice? It is labor intensive. It can be difficult, but you got frozen water, sugar, and flavoring. And I mean, you got your cups and your spoons, but man, I pay like $5 or $6 for a nice shave ice, and your margins are amazing on those. So check those out. Comment below if you've got some other ideas on financing. Again, I would avoid the credit cards. Partnerships work great. Your savings, I wouldn't blow your whole savings until your concept is proven. And once you've proven the concept, it's still going to be a risk, and it's going to be one of those things that you're like, okay, am I ready for this? But If your concept is proven and you're passionate, go for it.